Welcome to this tutorial about how to bring a boat to the water. Bunch up at the stern and bow of the boat to make the turn onto the dock from the ramp easier. Hands on the pipes, ready to pull, and pull. Grab the pipes the boat is resting on and pull them out, being careful not to pull them off the rack. Don't pull on the boat as it could come off the pipes. Reach across, ready, and up. Walk it out. Facing the door, one hand grabbing the gunnel, the other arm reaches across the boat and grabs the other side. Lift the boat off the pipes 2 centimeters and walk out sideways. Avoid scratching the hull of the boat underneath with the riggers. Starting from the bow, every second person go under. One at a time, alternate under the shell until there is an even number of people on either side. Avoid hitting your head on a rigger when you come up. The rowers grab their side of the boat. Shove in the pipes. Up to shoulders, ready, up. Being cautious of the riggers on other boats, the shell is brought up to shoulder height. Down on starboard side. The rowers holding starboard side lower their side of the shell. This is so that the rigging is clear of all other shells on the rack. Walk it out. The coxswain calls a heads up to anyone in the area. Once the crew is fully out of the boat bay, the coxswain calls, "Let it run, up to shoulders, ready, up, walk it down the ramp." Athletes stop and take the shell on their shoulders, then walk down the ramp onto the dock. Athletes in the bow, go to your left. Athletes in the stern, walk straight ahead. Once the athletes in the bow reach the dock, they walk to the left. Athletes in the stern walk straight ahead so they don't step off the side of the ramp, but at the end of the ramp instead, where there is a step. Once you have space on the dock for the entire length of the shell, the coxswain calls, "Let it run, walk it to the edge." Up over heads, ready, up. All rowers get a good grip on the gunnels of the shell and hoist it overhead at the same time. Toes to the edge. The crew steps sideways to the edge of the dock. Down to waist, ready, go. Bring it out and put it in. The coxswain guards the fin. The crew places the boat away from the dock into the water in unison, so one end doesn't carry the whole weight of the shell. Welcome to this tutorial about how to bring a boat back to the boathouse. The crew bunches up at the bow and stern of the boat. Hands on the boat. All rowers face towards the stern with one hand on each gunnel. Up to waist, ready, up. Using their legs, the rowers lift the boat up to waist. The coxswain protects the fin with their hand to make sure it doesn't hit the dock when the boat is lifted up. The rowers lift the boat in unison to prevent the other rowers carrying more weight. Walk back on the dock. The rowers take a couple of steps away from the water. Up over heads. The boat is swung up overhead. The rowers hold the boat up with straight arms. Split from bow. Starting from the bow, rowers will grab the gunnel opposite to the rower in front of them and bring the gunnel to their shoulder. Walk down the dock. Let it run. Walk up the ramp. Rowers in the stern will walk up the ramp. Rowers in the bow will walk straight down the dock until they're close to the ramp and then walk up the ramp. Let it run. Bring the boat down on starboard side. At the entrance to the boat bay, the rowers will stop. Rowers on the starboard side of the boat will lower the boat to 45 degrees. Walk it in. The rowers walk the boat into the bay. Let it run. Down to waist. The rowers stop and then lower the boat to waist height. The coxswain pulls out the pipes. Reach across. Athletes reach across with one hand and grab the opposite gunnel. One at a time, go under. Starting from the bow, rowers on the rack side of the boat will go under the boat to the other side and reach across the boat. Be careful you don't hit your head on a rigger when you come up. Walk it on. The rowers place the boat on the pipes, being careful, not to scratch the hull of the boat underneath with the riggers. The coxswain checks that none of the riggers are resting on a pipe. The boat may need to be lifted up and repositioned on the pipes. Hands on the pipes, ready to shove, and shove. Rowers grab the pipes and push them in. Never push on the boat as it could move sideways off the pipe.